Hey, what's going on, guys? We back again with another video. Today here on Hidden Gems, we're here at The Word Is Changed on the corner of Tompkins and Putnam. Let's go inside and check it out. Let's go meet the owner. So Alexander, what's going on?
Hey Tim, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So what's the name of the bookstore? What we got going on here?
So we're here in The Word Is Changed, books used and new.
Okay.
Here on Tompkins Ave, down Putnam, right next to Brew.
Okay, sounds good, sounds good. So tell me a little bit about, your vision with coming to Tompkins and Putnam. Like, what made you come to this block? What made you want to put a bookstore here? Tell me a little bit about your vision.
Sure. Yeah, so I've been involved in book selling and book publishing for decades as part of just passionate about books, and also think that it's an important part of political liberation struggles. Right. I was at South End Press, which is a political publisher for a number of years, and then working in different bookstores in the US and in the UK, and just when I moved to Brooklyn maybe 15 years ago, there was a nice bookstore over on Lewis called Brownstone Books, and they went out of business. So Bedside hadn't had a bookstore for over a decade,
right? And
there just are so many authors, and if you look around, I can pull off pretty much any shelf a brilliant author that lives in this neighborhood.
Oh wow! Wow, that's
and their books need to be sold where they live, and so many writers and readers in the neighborhood. And then Tompkins has been just a really vibrant space. I don't know if you can come to open streets during the summers.
Definitely.
Really great block party energy, people meeting and dancing in the streets, things like that.
It's definitely a lot of life over here. I'm interested to know, what are these books that you were talking about that people are writing in the area? Do you have any of them?
Yeah, let's see what we got on the table. Let's see. Just looking at ones that people have come in recently. So, Lance lives he's in Brooklyn, a few blocks away.
Okay.
And DJ Screw.
DJ Screw, okay.
Yeah, Houston.
That's crazy. I actually never knew that because, I live in the neighborhood myself.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot that I can see that just walking by that, is very new that I don't know a lot about. So I like coming here and, talking to you guys, seeing where you guys' heads at. And now you're telling me that this author is in the neighborhood that I've probably seen walk past that, has
Let me
books.
grab a couple others.
Let's see a couple more. Let's see a couple more. Wow. Definitely come check it out, guys. Definitely come check it out.
All right. Do you read any science fiction or things?
I actually don't read science fiction. I read a lot of personal development, a lot of leadership books, like John C. Maxwell and stuff like that. So that's really the most of what I'm into.
Yeah. Well, if you read sci-fi, N.K. Jemisin is a great place to start.
Okay. This is another author from the area?
Yeah. Wow. She comes in, she gets her jerk
from around the corner?
Yeah.
Wow. You guys got to check that out too.
Yeah, and so in this book, each borough becomes a person to save New York City from being taken over by aliens. Yeah, this and the first one.
Wow.
And so the Brooklyn character is living in this neighborhood. You read it, you recognize the world you're in, so definitely check that out.
Wow.
And then this one, you heard of the 1619 Project with Nicole Hannah-Jones.
To see that one.
So that started as a brilliant year-long historical resurrection of recapturing history and sharing of starting 1619 is the year that the first enslaved Black person was set forth on the U.S.
Okay.
And so capturing that history and things that have been hidden from it. In the New York Times, now this best-selling book. I think they made a mini-series that's about to go live. I can't remember which channel it's on, but check that out. Okay,
cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
So we could definitely count on you for, the people in the area. They can come and bring their books by and, show it to you, and you'll even, sell it out here in the store.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and these ones I know and sought out and got them in, but definitely have met great folks coming in and telling me about their book. I've done events for those too.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, we had Marilyn Nance's think, yeah, she was our last event of last year. She went to the Festac 77 music conference in Lagos, Nigeria, and took a huge amount of beautiful photographs from that, and those finally have come out as a book. And so we had like a slideshow and talk, and some of the other people that went to the festival with her, and just a great widespreading conversation.
So how often do you do these events?
A couple times a month at the moment.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah.
When's the next one?
I think it's January 22nd.
January 22nd. Definitely come check that out. It's going to be here?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Definitely come check that out. The address here is
368 Tompkins Ave.
368 Tompkins Avenue. 368 Tompkins Ave. So
that's an anthology of anti-fascist organizers talking about, history and lessons and what we need to do to be fighting fascists.
Definitely important. It's definitely important.
More important than ever.
Yeah. So I'm interested to know though, like I know when asking you like what's your first book, you're probably going to refer to like kindergarten or something like that. Mm-hmm. Not really exactly what's your first book that you've ever read, but the first one that you would say has the biggest impact on your life.
Mm-hmm. I think there's like the biggest impact on my life. I don't know. There's
like the first one that you would probably never like. You would never forget that one. The first one. Mm-hmm. Which one was that?
This probably was like something stupid that in elementary school, that I just was like, oh my god, I read like a book and finished it on my own.
Okay, all right. So that one didn't have that much significance. But what about your favorite book though?
Yeah, those go in different times. And I feel like one I constantly like return to and like is Ralph Ellison's like Invisible Man.
Okay.
Which is just
I've heard of that book. Yeah. Invisible Man. I believe they had me read that when I was in high school.
Yeah. It definitely is like something that is taught. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And it's great. And even if you just like reread the start of it, like the first like 3 pages, just like the writing and everything just blows you away.
Right. It's crazy because, I'm thinking about what you're saying about as the different times go on, the favorite books change. Mm-hmm. And I think that's has a lot to do with just like your mindset changing, and the way you view the world and perspective. Yeah. Because for me, I can think about when I read that book when I was in high school, I probably don't remember what it was about, but if I read it today, it probably would be a very much different experience, So definitely thinking about that, like I can see why your favorite book would change over time.
Yeah. And I remember, might have even been something like Charles Dickens or something like, just like these books that we were told to read in school, right. And I was just like, oh, I have to read this, and then at some point I'm like, oh wait, this is actually good.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying reading this.
Yeah,
maybe like The Sound and the Fury by Faulkner.
The Sound and the Fury,
which is like, that's one from high school that I really remember, and it's a challenging book. And we read it. I had a great teacher for that, and we really read a lot of it, like aloud together in class.
I remember those days as well.
I really puzzled out what it was about, and I really felt like, okay, this is like I'm learning how to read and how to get into things.
Right. So that probably was one of the books that really started your journey as far as like getting into books and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Really getting interested into it. So what are you reading right now?
What am I reading right now? I just finished this book. Funny since we're in a bookstore. It's called The Sentence by Louise Erdrich. She's like an indigenous author that lives in what's now called Minnesota, and she actually has a bookstore out there too. She's a Pulitzer Prize winning author, and this new one is about her bookstore is haunted by her most annoying customer, and so I was just like, oh, this will be sort of fun to read.
Right.
But what I didn't realize until I went through it is it's set in the days leading into the pandemic. So there's a little bit of narrative of what working in the bookstore is getting ready, and then making the decision to shut down and lock the stores. And I just remembered the bookstore I used to work in further in another part in Brooklyn. I closed it for the last time before the pandemic, and I was just oh, I wonder if I'm going to be coming back tomorrow. And then I actually never went back, and the store was closed for months. And then this is the store that I opened. So it just was really weird. And then of course the murder of George Floyd and the uprising, and being being in Minnesota and Minneapolis, obviously it makes its way into the book.
Right.
Going to those, and so going back through the uprisings here and you know, thinking about those days in the streets, it just like it. I was expecting it to be like a fun book about like a haunted, you know, sort of like a cozy thing about like a haunted bookstore. But really not. I was like, oh, I'm back through the past 2 years of my life.
Yeah.
Really pushing me.
You know, it gets like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Definitely gets like that. Well, I want to appreciate your time. Thank you for, you know, sitting down with me and actually doing this and giving me the opportunity to come here and check out what you got going on and, you know, just like observe your space and how you created it. Because, you know, the reason why it looks like this is because you made it. You know what I mean? Like you have the vision that put everything in the respected area. You know, and I'm very intrigued by that. Like, I can see you in this bookstore right now. That's a beautiful thing. Is there anything that you want to share with the people before we go?
And I'm maybe bouncing off that last comment, and it's also like one of the things that's so great about here is like people are coming in and going like, oh, do you know this book? And like, so I'm learning so much also from being here. Someone will like ask us if we can order a book for them. And I'm like, definitely. And I get it. I'm like, oh, this looks like a brilliant book. We need to get it in the store. And so now it's, you know, something here. So it's, you know, like I have things that I like that I want to like highlight to people, but I'm also like learning and people are sharing what they're into with me, which is like, it's like such a rewarding part about being this. Appreciate
that a lot. Yeah. Just give us the address one more time, how to find you, how to find the store, everything.
Awesome. Yeah. So it's The Word is Change at 368 Tompkins Ave, corner of Putnam. The website is thewordischange.com. We're on Instagram at thewordischange. We got an email list that just goes out like once a month to keep up on the events and sort of cool things happening in the store. Or just come on down and ask us what's happening. We also buy books. So if you have books that you're looking to sell, need more room on your shelf, trade them in. We do trades or cash buys.
Okay, perfect. All right, so come definitely check out Change. And this is a bookstore right here in Bed-Stuy on Tompkins and Putnam, just like he said. Come check it out. Thank you guys.
Yeah, awesome. Look forward to seeing you.
All right.